With Luigi's Mansion 3 being one of the only big games left for 2019, I think it's safe to say that it's at the top of most people's wish list. Yes, this game has been shown off a lot during Nintendo Directs and the E3, but of course, it's finally time to dig into this trailer and dig into lots of the footage to find out all the facts that this game is hiding. Now, we may not have a quote-unquote release date, but we know that it's coming in 2019, so we should be getting started talking about all the facts and all the cool things that this trailer and that the gameplay had to show us. So without further ado, we're about to get into a list of over 100 facts that you need to know about Luigi's Mansion 3. So buckle up, get your snacks, and get prepared because we are about to dive in. Numbers 1 through 11 will all take place with the story here. So what is the story here? Well, Luigi and his friends all get invited to a magnificent hotel. Well, that's what it seems on the outside until they realize it is actually haunted and everybody gets taken except for Luigi. Now, we don't know why Luigi isn't taken, but we know Luigi has to step up and save everybody from the clutches of what seems to be King Boo, which we'll get to in a bit. We then get our first look at Polterpup, Luigi's new pet from Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, but this time he's a little different because he doesn't have his cute little pupils as he did at the end of Dark Moon. Now, all the ghosts got these pupils because Luigi put the Dark Moon back into the sky, which made all the ghosts friendly again, so it's really weird to see why Polterpup doesn't have those eyes. Is he still evil? Number 3, Mario and Peach make the Toads carry Peach's bags. Isn't that nice? Right into the hotel, we get our first look at the hotel's concierge, which something doesn't look quite right with his eyes. We'll get to that in a second as well. A screenshot given to us from Nintendo shows us a high-quality, full render of the hotel lobby, which we'll see a lot of things, and we'll start breaking them down. But the first thing we see are the characters' faces up on the top. Yeah, they left out Yellow Toad and Blue Toad, but we have the Red Toad, Luigi, Mario, and Peach, which we also saw these signs with the X's on their face in the first debut trailer. We then get to look at all the luggage as we see all of Peach's bags and like one suitcase for Mario, but the Toads also have suitcases of their own, but it's clear that Peach has a lot of stuff to pack for some reason. We then get to see the bellhop and the receptionist, which they too look a little odd. It almost looks like they're wearing human face masks, which it probably is, as you can see the blue figure behind, which is probably just a blue ghost. We then get another wacky figure to look at, and we do get confirmed by Nintendo with some posts that, in fact, they are ghosts and they'll probably transform in the meantime. But that's not the important part here. The important part is the sign with the picture of the hotel, and each tick mark represents the floors, which means we would have a total of 17 floors, which would mean 17 whole worlds, which would be great. That includes a basement and what seems to be a lower basement. Number 10, if you look at Polterpup, he seems to know that something's wrong as he's sniffing the floor and starts wandering around, and it almost looks like the lady's trying to, kind of shoo him away, get away, stop trying to ruin my plans. And number 11, Luigi seems to take a nice read as he lays down in the bed, but as soon as he opens the book, he falls asleep. So it could potentially be an evil book that knocks him out. That could be the storyline. Still awake? Well, let's keep going. So numbers 12 through 38 will all be covered throughout the E3 trailer. And before we get to the trailer itself, let's start looking at the hotel. So we look at the outside of the hotel, thanks again to Nintendo with one of their great pictures. We get to see the hotel is separated in segments. We see different parts of the hotel regarding different themes. We can see stuff like an outside dome, the castle piece, which we'll see a lot of in the future. We also see some ruins as we see some columns and pillars that are kind of decaying in the background. Up above that, we see kind of a UFO dome type thing. And then, of course, we get to the neon lights, which might be a futuristic city. But if you look really closely at the very top, it is a statue of King Boo himself. Number 13, Luigi wakes up to some creepy balloons. I wonder if they can hurt him or not. Number 14, there seems to be a usable vending machine in the lobby as there's a green light flashing, which normally means Luigi can flash it and probably get some goodies. We like to see ghosts dressed up as many things in this game, and apparently they like to dress up as maids in this scene. Number 16, we then see the blue ghost dressed up as a bellhop. We also see purple gates in the room, which seem to signify, just like in Dark Moon, you need to clear the room of all the ghosts and all the secrets in order to get that gate to fall down. Number 18, yes, we see the toy ghost sticking out of the toilet, but let's look more closely at that mirror, because it's not reflecting exactly what's on the floor. Is it an illusion? Number 19, does this picture of this evil piano look familiar to you? Yeah, it does to me. Number 20, yes indeed, the famous Professor EGAD is back to help you again with his own lab, and look, Luigi can come visit once again. Remember Luigi from the Luigi's Mansion remake on a Nintendo 3DS? Well, You better remember him because he's in this game and he's here to stay as a main character. You're actually going to need him to solve lots of puzzles, as you can use him by swapping in between Luigi and Gooigi in single player, or having a friend jump in as Gooigi in co-op. One creepy thing about this though is, do you notice how drained Luigi looks when Gooigi's in control? It's kind of creepy, as if they're one. Number 23, there's a nice little dress shop that you can go in and visit. It even has a little cash register and dresses all set up and everything. It's all nice and neat and goes tidy up pretty well. Number 24, at the castle stage, you get to see a flag of none other than the King Ghost that you'll eventually fight later on. Zooming back out on the scene with the dress shop, we get to see kind of a mall scene with a lot of stores all lined up with escalators in the middle. We get to see a barber shop to the left, and then to the top right, some type of gift store, and then a cafe in the middle, followed by a jewelry shop in the top left. Number 26, looking closer at the barbershop, we get to see the inside and some clippers moving around, which seems to be some ghosts are giving some other ghosts some haircuts apparently. Remember the bathroom scene with the mirror earlier? Well, it seems like the player has found the flip side as we see Luigi get sucked down this drain. We can see the picture frame to the left no longer has the mansion, but just the outside decor, and then to the right we see the hole where obviously Luigi used to get into this room. Now going back to Luigi sinking down the drain, this might seem like a secret passage, but confirmed by Treehouse, this might be actually killing Luigi, as Luigi can easily be killed by anything like water or stuff like liquids. And for number 29, did you catch the jewel hidden in the stall? Yep, these are the jewels returning from Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. We then get a scene of Luigi exiting the elevator, and we get a reflection of the buttons inside, which shows us, well, I'll be darned, 17 buttons. Right beside the buttons, we get a look at some type of EGAD electronic screen, which probably helps show Luigi the layout of each floor. Number 31, did you know popcorn's on sale for only 1 ticket right now? Number 32, the vine swing comes back from Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, which would probably either let him get to the other side, or lower and raise himself at need. We then get our first look at perhaps one of the new portrait ghosts in this game, being a cop, and yes, he is holding a water gun. Number 34, there will be some missions where you're going to have to traverse the outside of the mansion. Now that's creepy. It looks like King Boo is going down the same path again by putting everybody in picture frames, but not just Mario this time, but the whole crew. We then get a scene of King Boo chasing Luigi down a hallway, which is probably an early scene as we see Luigi only has his flashlight here. King Boo throws ghost orbs at the door in order to make them disappear, which means Luigi will probably have to use the dark light device in order to make them reappear. And number 38, for a split second we get to see King Boo with another frame, but it's empty as if he's trying to get Luigi captured into it as well. Numbers 39 through 63 will all be based on the Nintendo Treehouse presentation, and we'll start off with this room, which is the tutorial room confirmed by the Treehouse, and Polterpup will work as a tutorial dog. The medieval king ghost we get to see in this scene is most likely one of the first floor bosses in the game, as he holds an elevator button to the first floor, which probably means Luigi hasn't gone anywhere yet. Number 41, similar to the past games, you can flash mice on the ground to kill them. 42, ghost fighting animations are very expressive in this game, as you see as soon as they spot Luigi after fighting with their swords, they begin to square up right in the middle of their performance, which is really nice. Similar to mice, you can also flash crows to kill them. Unlike Luigi, Luigi can walk through spikes without taking any damage. Well, I got another fact for you here, as we get to see another scene of the inside of the hotel elevator, and guess what? The basement floor is locked, as there's no button on there yet, which probably means it's a later floor that you gotta find towards the end. The movie theme floor seems to be floor number 8, as we see signs posted all around and even on the top of the elevator. It's a weird 8, but it's 8. And we also only know floors 1 and 8, it seems like, at the moment. Going down the movie hall, we get to see projects that Next Level Games have worked on, including Mario Strikers Charge, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, Punch-Out!, and I cannot make out the one on the left. It looks like some type of dark alien creature, so the only thing my mind was taking me is Metroid Federation Force. I don't know if they want the public to remember that game. Number 48, we put all these things together. Did you notice what came out of that picture frame from Punch-Out? Yep, that's right, a boxing glove. And also on the ground, we get a pearl coming back from Luigi's Mansion and a whole bunch of bouncy toys, which I have absolutely no clue what the heck they're supposed to be. Maybe they're just for fun. Number 49, the Treehouse did in fact confirm that each and every floor will have a drastically different theme than the last. On the cinema floor, you can actually go through TVs as a form of transportation throughout the many different rooms. Number 51, Morty is one of our only portrait ghosts that we get to see in this game that we don't fight, and he is actually the third one that we get to see in total. We then get a look at the menu, and it shows us the different things that Luigi can do. And he can actually call EGAD hotline for help, he can look at the floor, he can go to the lab, and you can also see that there's gems and current objectives that he can complete. Now, they're not mission-based, but they're small little things that Luigi needs to do in a specific task. If you look at the gems again, you'll notice there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gems, and I don't know if that's per floor, but it's most likely it's per floor. Also, take a look at the way the gems look from this floor. Yes, they seem to resemble movie tape, and in each floor, the themes of the gems will change. There's 4 cameras on this set that will take you to a small scene with a cool cinematic background, but this one is a reference to The Ring as the woman pops out of the well to try to scare Luigi. This scene is a little weird that they added because this is once again a medieval knight scene, which we already got in one of the floors, the first floor to be specific. They show a little catapulted rock come in and start smashing and some things set on fire. But yeah, it's just a knight's theme. The next scene shows a city on fire. Number 56, one of the red brute ghosts come in as a fire truck and the blue ghost riding as the firemen to come out and put out the fires. 57, spiders are back in both forms as regular spiders and ghost gold spiders, which you'll probably get money out of the gold ones. The next scene looks to be like some type of storage shed or garage as there's many tools laying around, but Luigi then opens a box which proceeds to jump out a giant spider, which is reminiscent of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Number 59, we do get a closer look at one of the gems in this floor theme, and it does turn out to be a movie film. Number 60, Treehouse confirmed that this game was actually in development for the Nintendo Wii U at first, and then eventually it comes to the Switch, so it's pretty cool to know that it transferred consoles. Number 61, the movie theme with Luigi versus the giant kaiju monster in the middle of the city was inspired by the movie Pacific Rim. Also confirmed by the Treehouse that the movie you actually make with Luigi can be seen somewhere later on in the game. And for number 63, as thanks for defeating the monster and making the movie for Morty, he will give you floor number 9's elevator button. Now, numbers 64 to 74 will all be based upon the interview of Nate Bildorf thanks to Gamexplain. So this whole video feed is coming straight from Gamexplain. I will have them in the link description below if you want to check them out, but let's get started. Number 64, the game in fact is not mission-based, confirmed by Nate Bildorf, and is more open world similar to the first Luigi's Mansion. Number 65, the Dark Light does in fact make a return from Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Polterpup will come in to give Luigi a helping hand, showing him exactly what he should do. Now, this is good to note that it won't happen throughout the entire game, just the first couple times, to get the player used to the controls. We then see Nate open a chest to get a treasure jewel, and of course, it is the shape of a sword regarding the theme of this floor, and yes, once again, there are 6 for each floor, it seems to be. Luigi has a more confident walk than Luigi, where Luigi seems to shiver in fear every 3 seconds. Number 69, some ghosts have unique animations as this one slaps Luigi in the face to get him off his shield. Luigi's new burst move, triggered by using the L and R shoulder buttons, helps to clear out space in case you get overflooded with ghosts, which Nate Bildorf confirms that there will be rooms covered in many challenging ghosts that you'll have to use this move in. Number 71, ghosts can pick up items that they may have already dropped, so those swords laying on the ground is still fair game. There are gold ghosts in this game that have tons of money stored inside of them, and once you start shaking it out, you'll get a whole bunch of gold bars and goodies. Once again, I had to add another fact to this segment because I love the way the ghosts get up off the floor. As he's kind of stuck by his hand, he kind of rips his hand off the ground and it's still like numb and stuff, and his animations are so great. Number 74, there's another gem at the top right corner of this room. And number 75, Luigi can once again slip on bananas and even take 1 damage. Thanks to Nintendo Prime on YouTube, we get a couple of scenes and a couple of facts from the very first boss battle in the game. One move from the king you can see is he sticks Luigi with his lance by his overalls and tosses him over his shoulder, for some pretty hefty damage as well. Number 77, to hurt the boss you have to stun him and then swing him by his body armor and break every piece you can. Also, did you get a look at the crowd? That's right, they're all cardboard cutouts of the ghosts, they're not even real. When you knock all of the knight armor off of the king ghost, he will then try to attack you with his sword and shield as a regular ghost form. And for number 80, when you go to suck up the king, he'll try to hang on by his sword in a cool little animation and you'll suck up both. Now the last 81 to 101 facts we have for you is all related on the Nintendo Treehouse event for Scrarescraper. I'm going to talk about exactly all the details around it and a couple extra details at the end. So let's get into it. Scrarescraper is a mode where you can play online with randoms or with your friends or even local play to get out of this skyscraper in the amount of time required by completing some specific type of task. Number 82, you can have up to 8 different playable characters in the same room. You can choose how many floors you want to play, whether it be 5 or 10. you will be able to use the Nintendo Switch Online app to communicate with your teammates. So with 8 players, you'll have different colored Luigis. You'll have blue, yellow, and pink, and of course the Gooigis for the other remaining 4. But if there's only 4 characters in total, each character will have their own Gooigi. On each floor, you'll have only 5 minutes to complete the objective, but you can find clocks to improve your time along the way. Number 87, some ghosts will have 2 tails, which is an indicator that your teammate can help you take them down. Number 88, the red ghosts are the big brutes of this game, and they are a lot stronger and with a lot more health. There's new purple ghosts in the game that like to sneak up on Luigi, similar to those ghosts in the first game, and if they sneak up on you, they'll try to grab you, or they'll even try to take the toads out of the room. Every time you enter a floor, you might encounter some things called floor events, which are specific things that mess up how you play the game. Like the lights may be out, you'll lose your poltergust, you'll have to go find it, or you'll have to collect these toads and bring them back to the hub, or collect a certain amount of money. Number 91, you can use map callouts to let your teammates know if you acquire any type of assistance. Yellow ghosts seem as if they like to hide in small spaces where you have to move things around to find them. Treehouse tells us that there's something special at the top. We're just gonna have to wait to find out on that last level. I don't know if it's a boss battle or some type of specific reward for the game. We're just gonna have to wait and find out. Some objects are really unique when you interact with them, such as this pool table where Luigi is sucking the pool balls into the pockets. Number 95, there's many different power-ups you can find throughout this game, and one of those is the Super Suction power-up, which allows you to suck things up faster and to damage ghosts more. Another power-up is the Super Strobe, which will flash super bright in one room and hit everything at once. And the last power-up is the Trap Detector Helmet, which is a light that sits atop of the player's head and will start flashing when there's a trap nearby. Number 98, this game was actually inspired a lot by the first game, and yes, Nintendo has read many forums and many topics about people complaining how they wanted this game to be very similar to that of the first, and that is what Nintendo was going out of their way to do. Nintendo has confirmed that there are over 24 portrait ghosts in this game, which is really exciting to know that there's about only 17 different floors, so we can expect more than 1 portrait ghost per floor. Number 100, there will be no amiibo support for Luigi's Mansion 3. And last but not least, finally, we are at 101. There is currently no release date yet for this game, which is a little weird that Animal Crossing already has one for next year, but all we know is it's still coming in 2019, and we're going to have to wait a little longer to find out when this drops. Now, thank you everybody for watching this video. If you stayed around to the very end, all 101 facts, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. This was a lot of work, so if you're new, feel free to subscribe. If you're returning, please hit that bell to stay up to date on all things I post, and I hope you guys all have an absolutely amazing day.